What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. Jets, Bills, Monday Night Football, MetLife Stadium, Aaron Rodgers debut. It doesn't get any bigger or better than this for the Jets as a season opener. Very, very excited for this. Probably the most excited I've been since 2010 in terms of feeling belief in the team and having a chance to make a run this year. First of all, thank you to everybody who bought tickets to go see to see us at Tailgate Joe or to hang out with us. He's an E26. If you don't have tickets to that, you just want to stop by and say hi, we definitely appreciate it. Look forward to seeing all of you. We're already getting text messages, people that have arrived in Jersey, so it's going to be a great time. Rain or shine, man, I don't care. And thank you for watching our videos, too. For those of you that are new to our channel, this video is not going to be a lot of X's and O's, more of a high-low perspective. I'm just a fan, not an analyst. I don't study the tape. So here we go. I'm not, it's interesting. We did an interview on Friday night with Kevin from Cover One. He's a Bills host. And he had a lot of really interesting takes on the Bills. And I think I'm not the kind of fan that looks past Buffalo because they've won the East, the last 3 years. They're considered still one of the best teams in the AFC. And I think they've been kind of riding under the radar with all the hoopla surrounding the Jets. And there's a chip on their shoulder too, man. Like, they lost at home in the playoffs last year. They're pissed off. They have, yearly expectations of Super Bowl or bust. So they fell a little short. So that you're going to get a very motivated team that wants to make their own statement Monday night. Like, they want to come out and be like, you know what? These are the high-flying Jets. We're still Buffalo. We're still kings of the AFC East. And they want to put their foot down too. Also, Josh Allen wants to bounce back. So I guess we'll look at the Jets defense first. Sorry, my coffee's kicking in, man. I'm all amped up. I'm football on today. The Jets defense, I think if I'm Robert Saleh, if they win the coin toss, I defer. I put the defense on the field first. This crowd is going to be electric. Get in your seats by 7:30. It's going to be loud. It's going to be rowdy. Have your defense set the tone, which they're going to have to do for probably the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season. This offense, while exciting, is going to take time to get in sync. It's just a fact, man. Like, Aaron Rodgers played 2 series against the Giants, and that's it, man. I understand joint practices, but you need to just get everybody on the same page. It's going to take time. So the Jets defense is going to be the tone setter, and they've got to come out just flying around and just be ridiculously physical. I think your initial keys to the game are try to stop the run with the Bills with James Cook, and keep Josh Allen in the pocket too, man. Don't let him run around, extend plays, or just run in general. In terms of matchups, I obviously think that the two tight end set with Knox and Kincaid is something that the Bills are going to go after. The Jets are going to be challenged at linebacker, and they're going to be challenged at safety. Jamie Sherwood's got to prove himself, and so does Tony Adams. In the past, the Jets defense has struggled to stop the run a little bit and get tight ends or running backs out of the backfield. So I think the Bills are going to go after that. And week one, it's so hard because you don't know what the tendencies are of any team, man. It's kind of like they've had the entire offseason to game plan and scheme, especially with Aaron Rodgers coming in now. But it's like there's so many things. It could be the unexpected things. What new pieces did they add? So the Jets defense has got to, set the tone, be physical. I'm curious to see how Al Woods does in terms of stopping the run, how many reps Quentin Williams gets, all these different things. If Carl Lawson's even active, I know he's not an injury report, but how much does he play? How do they cycle in all these pass rushers? So it's going to be really, really interesting. In terms of the passing game in general, obviously, Steph Diggs is still one of the best receivers in football. Him against Sauce is must watch. And I think they're going to challenge Sauce, just like Aaron Rodgers is going to not force the ball, but he's going to feed Garrett Wilson. So Sauce has got to step up. The interesting guy is Sherfield, who everybody's really high on in the Bills' offense. I like the Jets' corners, to be honest with you. I like Michael Carter in the slot. I think he's very good. He's probably underrated. DJ Reed, Pro Bowl level corner. So you feel comfortable with your corners in the matchups and a defensive line. I think the safeties and linebackers where you get a little nervous. I think it's going to be a lot. I think the tight end spot with the Bills' offense is something to watch. In terms of their offensive line, I think the offensive line with the Bills is interesting because it depends on who you talk to, right? Because I talked to Kevin on Friday night, and he was like, dude, Spencer Brown's now fully healthy. He's going to be a lot better. He had a lot of confidence in Deion Dawkins. And then other people were like, man, the tackles are bad, but the interior is good. The interior is improved, so Josh Allen could buy more time sitting in the pocket. So that's kind of the same way the Jets feel with their line, right? So can the Jets defensive line just dominate and take over the game? Or will they get brushed back? Will they struggle a little bit and give Josh Allen time? Offensively, this is going to be fascinating, man, because it all starts and ends with the offensive line. Mekhi Becton hasn't played in 2 years, and the Bills are going to attack him. Leslie Frazier's out as offensive coordinator. Sean McDermott's calling plays now. I have a feeling he's going to be very aggressive. Becton's going to get tested, man. And the one thing you got to see is how quickly does Hackett make adjustments if somebody struggles on the offensive line, primarily on the right side? Do they put a tight end over there? Do they put a running back in the backfield? How do they offset this Bills defense, which is very good without Von Miller? Like, Von Miller not being there is huge, but this team is very good, man. This Bills defense is going to get after it. Do the Jets try to establish the run, and can they? You know, they've been playing together. The offensive line has been playing together for about 2 weeks now. But how is Dwayne Brown going to hold up? How are all these guys going to hold up under the firestorm on Monday Night Football? If they can do that, then the next question is, who's playing running back and how much? I have a funny feeling you're probably going to see a lot more Dalvin Cook than we think, as they kind of bring in Breece Hall slowly. I know Saleh's saying all the right things. I don't think they're rushing him back, nor should they. Get him in the game, let him make an impact, and build it up as the season goes along. It's not about, September 11th for Breece Hall. It's about playing in December, January, late November, December, January, and making that playoff run with him playing at his best. Michael Carter's still a good back, but I think Dalvin Cook's going to probably get a decent amount of carries, and I think maybe in the gold zone, which they call it now, I think Dalvin Cook may get the goal line carries too, but we'll see. In terms of that, the Bills have a hole at middle linebacker. They're trying to replace Tremaine Edmonds, and again, like do they feature tight ends? Like I honestly think Conklin's going to have a huge year. I think Aaron Rodgers loves getting the tight end involved. I think it's just about mismatches, right? I don't know why I can't talk, man. I'm just so amped up. But it's about mismatches. I think like in the last couple of years with Mike LaFleur, you didn't see that, but Hackett knows. Okay, listen, this is where the weakness is. Let's keep attacking it till they stop it. The Bills have very good corners. I mean, the teams match up pretty well. I think it just comes down to physicality. It comes down to, execution. Then it comes down to the quarterbacks. And Aaron Rodgers, he's probably, this crowd is going to be wild. Like the enthusiasm, the energy, the team is going to be all amped up. He's got to keep his young players composed, stay in, they got to try to get them in rhythm quickly. I think you're going to see a lot of quick passes to Garrett Wilson, quick slants. You see all the sweeps they do. And then, see how you maybe roll them out a little bit. It's going to be fascinating, man. It really is. The Jets special teams I think are much improved over last year. I hated Braden, man. Morstead's back. Zuerlein's got a huge leg. In terms of kick returners, you got Hardman and Gibson. I'm guessing it's probably Gibson, but we'll see. And then it just comes down to overall coaching, where Saleh's got a lot to prove, man. Like there's a lot of expectations for this team, and now last year he saw a little bit of it where they were in the playoff mix and completely fell apart at the end of the season. Now you're under the radar where it's like, we're going to analyze, and our expectations are high. We're going to analyze everything, man. Like you have no wiggle room to make monumental mistakes on the big stage, on the bright lights of Monday Night Football for that matter. So, how will he handle it? Will he be aggressive? You saw Dan Campbell be aggressive on Thursday night. You also saw some weird time management from Andy Reid on Thursday night. If Robert Saleh did that stuff at the end of the game with what Andy Reid did, I think he'd been punted out of town. But when you win Super Bowls, you have that thing. So, Saleh's got a spot. I think this team's going to come out ready to go. I think they know the stage they're on, and it's prove it time. It really is. It's, you could talk all the talk. You could have all the great phrases, best this, best that. Here we come, become the dragon, all this stuff. Now it's time to prove it. So in terms of prediction, this is tough, man, because there's two ways I look at this, right? The excited Jet fan in me is like this environment is it's probably one of the rowdiest crowds in the history of MetLife Stadium in terms of a Jets game. And I'm like, you kind of think the team can feed off this energy and they can just roll with it with the kind of refuse to lose mentality where they find a way to win this game. Like, I'm not one of these guys saying the Jets are going to win by 14, 17, 21 points. I think it's going to be a very close game. And for me, the Jet fan inside of me is saying they're going to find a way to win this one, man. I just think, and that's just an overall belief in the talent and most importantly, Aaron Rodgers. The other side of me, if I was like an analyst, which thank God I'm not, I'd be, listen, Buffalo has been there, done that. They're walking in with not a lot of new parts, not like monumental parts like a quarterback. And they had that chip on their shoulder. Well, this is their statement. Like, they're going to flex their muscles and say, not now, Jets. They're going to overcome the early storm, and they're going to kind of ride it out, and then towards the end, come on, like Josh Allen always does. So if I'm going to give a prediction, which I have to, because this is what we do, I'm going with the Jets, man, because I can't root against them. And this is like, I'm not a betting man. I don't do any sports betting like that, so I'm never going to bet a game. But I cannot honestly, within my heart, say going to this game which we're all going to be there, said I think the Jets are going to lose the game. I think they find a way with Aaron Rodgers' magic to pull it out late, though, 28-24. I think it's going to be one where we're going to be sweating and biting our nails and just like nervous. But I think with the defense, the crowd, and Aaron Rodgers' magic, they find a way to pull this one out and start the season on an incredible note. Now, if they don't win this game and they play very well and they don't win this game, it's not the end of the world. I've said it a million times. I've heard it a million times where it's a must-win. This isn't a must-win game for the Jets. It's not. This is going to be a game where it's like a litmus test, right? Where are you at right now? Okay, you're playing one of the best teams in the AFC. You came up a little short. You have 16 more games to get this figured out and make the playoffs. So it's a marathon, not a sprint. And that's the NFL. Hell, we saw it last year with the Jets. They were, 6-3, 7-4, wherever the hell they were. Completely fell apart. So let's see what happens. I'm taking the Jets, and we'll see, man. I mean, this is a tough game to pick with so many unknowns, and you just don't know what this offense is going to be yet because they haven't played together. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave all kinds of feedback. Leave your score predictions, too. I'm curious to see what you guys think, and I'll talk to you later. And see you guys tomorrow night, man. I can't wait.